So hey everyone, thank you for giving me this opportunity to present part of my work. My name is Baptiste Habyarimana and I'm a graduate student working under Dr. Kim's supervision. So my work is identifying microplastics of polyethylene and polystyrene polymer type in a Galveston sample. So this Galveston is a largest and one of important bay in Texas, and it located in east of Houston. So it is very important bay, and the quality of that bay will directly impact the people living nearby or the people of Texas in general. So let's start with defining microplastics. Microplastics is a piece of plastics which is less than 5 millimeter in size. Microplastics can be produced by polymer or plastic industries, and they can add them into usable substances or products. For example, face scrubbing and other personal care products. On the other hand, microplastic can be produced from a breakdown of large plastic materials. Yes. Microplastics are persistent and they can travel through different environmental compartments through various transport mechanisms, including atmospheric deposition, waterborne, sedimentation, and biota transport. Microplastic can possess health effects to humans and animals when they ingest, inhale, or come into contact with their skin. Some of health issues associated with uptaking microplastic include blockage or damage of organ or tissues and chemical toxicity. Studies have identified microplastic almost in all human organs, including placenta or breast milk. So in this, most of studies, they use microscope to identify, to conduct physical identification of microplastics. And we have noticed that this method has some drawback or limitation to fully or accurately identifying microplastic in complex environmental sample. So we use pyrolysis gas chromatography mass spectrometry to be able to chemically identify microplastics. So how did we achieve our goal? We start with measuring 1 milligram of polyethylene and polystyrene pure standard and 1 milligram of Galveston-based sample. Then we homogenize them by pulverizing them or crushing them. And then we add 1 milliliter of acetone in each part of pre-weighted sample. And then we vortex them and centrifuge them to an extent that those weighted particles dissolve in acetone solvent. And then day after, we conduct chemical characterization. So we initially analyze pure polystyrene and polyethylene polymer type using pyrolysis GCMS in order to use the resulted chromatogram as a marker peak to be able to identify their presence in a Galveston-based sample. So pure standard polyester and polyethylene were analyzed, and the resulted chromatogram and mass spectra were used as indicator to confirm their presence in that sample. So monomer of polyester, which is styrene, dimer, trimer, peaks from like analysis of polyester chromatogram were used to confirm the presence of polystyrene in our real sample. C10DN, C10 alkene, C20DN, and C19 alkene peaks were used to confirm presence of polyethylene in sample. Because we know the retention time of those marker peak, those we call marker peak, and their mass spectra, then we went ahead and analyzed our rich sample under the same condition. Then we check the peak, what peak of our rich sample have the same retention time with the marker, the same retention time and mass spectra with the marker peak. Then from there, we confirm the presence of those polymer type in our sample.